ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a normal, not anything overly special this time around, episode of Avillion and Brayden Talks. Um, you know what? Stuff's been going on. We'll have some stuff to talk about, but before we get into anything, as always, I gotta throw it over, check in with my best friend, Jacob. How you doing?
Hello. I'm good. Doing real nice. Um, Not a lot going on. Regular day at work today, which is actually good because it's been stressful the last week or so. We passed the audit, so I'm still employed.
Thank God.
I think I talked about the audit last
You
week.
did. You did.
So
Y'all
yeah,
failed it
yeah,
last year.
yeah. So technically we passed, but like we shouldn't have. That was hey, I'm gonna give you a passing score this year, but if you fail next year, you're done.
Yeah.
So but we passed this year, like legitimately passed. So all's well that ends well. I am still employed. Company's still open. Much to my chagrin, I still have to go to work. So, you know, ups and downs. Um, what else? Beyond a couple things I will talk about when we get to the meat and potatoes, because I do have a couple things I need to go over. Um, more bigger fish to fry there. But
Interesting.
as far as things on my end goes, not a ton. I am talking to this lady right now. Very nice lady. I might have a date this weekend. However, I'm gonna kick it over to my partner here. Who there's a reason we're recording on a Monday this
We are
week.
recording one day earlier.
Why would that be, Brayden?
Every time I'm like, it's time. I'm gonna delete Hinge. I get like one match that like seems like it could be
There we
going
go.
somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I've been talking to one lady friend. We got a date tomorrow. Going to Chili's.
Yeah, my boy.
I don't
That's
know.
that's your
I probably
spot.
brought the. Yeah, I was gonna say I probably brought. I know I brought this up in the group chat, but I'm pretty sure I probably brought it up on the pod as well. I fucking love Chili's.
Oh yeah. You gone over it.
I
Here
go there
too.
every year for my birthday.
Well documented.
At least I'm pretty sure it's been a decade at this point, straight of just every birthday going to Chili's. So yeah, she getting the good treatment. She going to Chili's. We've been texting. We had a phone call yesterday.
As one does.
We were just talking on the phone.
Oh, nice.
We talked like 2 hours.
Hell yeah.
So we'll see what happens. But I don't know. With Hinge matches, I'm always like, you gonna actually show up to the date?
You never know.
What's going on? Women be.
I've never had that happen before where they straight up didn't show up. I did have somebody show up 45 minutes late once.
That's crazy. I've never like gotten stood up where like I'm there. I've had it where like it's day of and that's when they go ghost. I've had that happen multiple times. So I'm always like holding my breath until then.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even plan on bringing it up, at all.
Sorry about that.
No. To you guys, this is what I was gonna say. To you guys, I was like, I wasn't gonna say anything to you guys about talking to anything because I feel like that's like the fucking death kiss. Like once you bring it up to your friends, that's when it goes away for some reason.
Yeah.
So, but I just had to share because we were talking about Pokemon, and I was like, she mentioned something about like, oh yeah, no, I'd be down to play with you. I could play with a pro, and I was just, dude, I was laughing. I was like, oh, you don't know the things I've done. You don't know.
She doesn't know. She doesn't know about Claire. She doesn't know about the Claire fight.
Dude,
oh my
she does
goodness.
not know about the Claire fight. She don't know about Wednesday.
Wednesday, there was R.I.P. Wednesday. An antidote could have saved her, but
yeah,
it happens.
Because she was like, oh, I'm sure you're not the worst. And I had to send it to you guys and be like, I'm trying to warn this girl. I'm trying to let her know. I'm trying to be honest.
Well, there's only 3 of us, and 2 of us have been doing it a little longer. So, there's no shame in that.
I was like, I've gotten into this more recently. I liked it as a kid, but I wasn't like actually like truly into it like that as a kid. I'm trying to think.
Gabe and I played Pokemon Red in the hallways in 8th grade. We're different. Built different.
I played it in 5th grade with a friend, but I opened this the other day as well. Destin Rivals ETB. Look out for the video. I recorded the unboxing. So I won't spoil it too much, but worth it.
Good poll. Good poll was had.
Worth it,
Yeah.
dude. Oh my
Good poll
god.
was had.
I'm so glad it's recorded because like the whole video was like, I don't want to say it was ASMR, but it was like ASMR adjacent at least.
Yeah.
And then it got ruined when I pulled a certain card because I was like, oh my god. Like, I was like, all right, chill vibes over. Holy shit, I got it.
Yeah, relaxed card opening stream until you get the card, and then
yeah,
all of a sudden,
it's so funny. I literally started the video off by being like, this is the card I want the most. And then I pulled it, and I was like, oh, what the fuck? No way. I was so excited, dude. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I'm trying to think what... Oh, just speaking of Pokemon, I added this guy to the table here. So I have all, like, the Charmander Charizard Shrine is up there. But I have, like, a growing figures down here. I have the little Togepi that I got for the Heart Gold streams. The Charmander's right there. Monty Mole. My Mario Party / Mario Kart World main.
Yeah.
Diddy Kong comes, you're getting kicked to the fucking side, buddy.
When Diddy Kong come? Okay.
Right.
If Diddy Kong.
And then I got a perchance. So now I need to add a Bulbasaur at some point just to complete.
You've got a Harbaugh and you've got a perchance.
To complete that trio. Tease for something later.
Tease for something later.
Fucking Dirk jumped into the pond again today. He's
shout out Dirk
doing that shit.
Let him be free.
He doesn't like when he dries off like from the sun. He does not smell.
Okay.
So whatever's in the pond, like it must not be bad because he doesn't smell. I don't smell him. My mom doesn't. That's the big one. My mom doesn't smell him. So he's able to just kind of air dry and be fine.
He just needs a little swim.
Yeah.
He just needs a little swim.
Last night, oh my gosh, this is the negative about this house. This is the big negative. Lot of space, right? A lot of land. Mostly a positive. It's a negative when I just want to quickly let Dirk out when he's whining late at night, like close to midnight, to go pee, and he runs and disappears. And it is dark, and you know what else is dark? Dirk. Black.
Dirk.
Disappears at night. He's gone. So I'm having to yell, and it also had just rained, so it was muddy. So now his paws are muddy. He gets into the house. He runs and he jumps on the bed, which I was probably going to do my sheets anyways, but that's why usually I do them last. I jumped to doing them first because he got him a little, it wasn't like too bad. Like I was like, fuck it, I'll sleep in it tonight, take a shower in the morning, do the sheets first thing, which I'm doing. They're drying right now.
I just washed mine the other day.
Fucking annoying.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's got to stop doing that because there's not like a backyard like where it's just a small fenced area. He can just go. Like it's just
put him. Take him out on a leash then at that hour.
That's what I literally. I was like yelling at him, and I told him I was like, now when we go outside, we're gonna have to take the time to put you in the harness and then take a piss. Yeah,
because you can't behave. Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to him like he's a child, like where I'm like, you're gonna learn this lesson. I'm gonna educate you right now about what you did wrong, even though you're not gonna understand a single word I'm saying.
That's fine.
That was the big one. Let me just quickly grab my daily log and just quickly see if there's anything I'm missing.
Yeah, for sure. Hi, Kitty. I love you. You're so beautiful.
Oh, I will say also, I added speakers to the TV. So there's like this huge sound bar right here. There's like a subwoofer down there. And you can see one of them, but each shelf, I have 2 shelves by the side of my bed. Each one has now a speaker right there. So when I'm laying in bed, I can have it right there. Audio right there. Which I'll finally be able to take advantage of tonight. Because tonight I'm going to stream Wind Waker. Because I finally got the GameCube controller for the Switch 2.
Yeah.
See right there. I'm going to unbox it to start the stream, and then we're going to play Wind Waker. I will have already done that by the time this comes out, but it's going to take a couple streams to do. So if you want to see Wind Waker, subscribe and watch out for those. Anything else? Let me just quickly. Damn, I have such bad handwriting. Oh, it's me bitching about Dirk. I think I hit all the major stuff. Got a massage that I've desperately needed with the stress of the move, the physicality of the move, the stress of everything that happened with my Switch 2. So I'm on a different shift for 2 weeks. For this week and next week, I'm on
Yeah.
a different shift, which is why I didn't work today and I don't work tomorrow. I work Wednesday through Sunday for these 2 weeks. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the evening shift, like 3 to 11, I think. And then Saturday, Sunday, it's the morning shift, 6:30 to 3:15. I'm going to have to say something because the Friday night to then Saturday morning with like an hour travel time for me, it's going to be a problem. I didn't think about that till now, but yeah. So yesterday, because like the Sunday shift, I'm there by myself. It's just me. And I think it might be just me Wednesday evening, but there's another guy who's always on this shift, this schedule.
Yeah.
I think he'll be there Tuesday onward. But anyways, dude, I got my ass kicked. For the first couple, because I'm just pretty much on call. So for the first couple hours, I was just there at the shop by myself. I brought my Switch too because I knew, if it's dead, I can just play, which I did. Played some Mario Kart World, played some Soul Calibur, hooked it up to the big like 4K TV that we have like in the lunch area, and was just gaming by myself. But then I had one call. I got one call the whole time, but it kicked my ass, and I just like could not figure it out. It was a problem with these big air handlers. And it just beat my ass. Luckily, some dude, the next shift guy, was able to come, and I think he was able to find the issue. But yeah, it was confusing. It was stumping him for a while too. I felt pretty bad having to toss it over to him, but it was beating him up a little bit too. But eventually, found the issue, got it fixed.
Good.
Shout out to him. Shout out to Frank.
My dog.
Trying to think. Oh, Wednesday, the final pod, not this pod, but the final pod of the stuff that we're moving, the big pods that have all our stuff in. The final one comes on Wednesday, so I'll be able to unpack, which has the PS5, which will act as my DVD player, which I've been waiting on to do too soon. The Wii U is in there. That's the other big thing. Wii streams again. Wii Vault's coming back. Very excited about that. And then just the disc plates for posters to add, because recording against this is cool, but then there's still a lot of open space to the side that's like not filled with anything but blank wall. So being able to put some posters around there, fill it up maybe higher up here, and then maybe once I have them out, I can then decide, all right, what else should I get to help fill the space. All right, I think that's everything with me. You said
Sounds
you had
good.
some shit? You said you had some shit?
Well, Desmond Bane got traded yesterday. I didn't want to touch on that a little bit.
He's got more first-round picks than the Mavs got for Luka Doncic.
A lot more.
Yeah,
granted, you got an Anthony Davis out of that,
I
so
know,
it's
but
yeah. It was bad value. We've discussed that at length, but
oh my god, I literally had this thought when I was in Starbucks today about, because I was wearing this hat, Mavs veteran, and I was thinking like, I've said this part before, but like I just understand bandwagoners more, because like it's supposed to be this fun, entertaining thing, and they let it be a fun, entertaining thing for them. And I was just thinking, people who stick with bad teams, it's like they're like, oh, but I'm loyal. Oh, I'm loyal though. And it's like the equivalent that I'm thinking now is like, yeah, but it's like, yo, didn't your like girl just get a train ran on her? Yeah, but I'm loyal though. It's like, all right, there's certain circumstances where you can take a step back. Teams can do things that you can take a step back from. Like, you don't have to brag about being loyal when you're just getting absolutely abused and mistreated.
Yeah, like I don't know, if I was like a Colorado Rockies fan, I would not be watching baseball right now. Like I wouldn't. They're historically terrible. Like I wouldn't. I respect the ones that do. In fact, like they still sell, I think, decently at their home games. Like, kind of insane.
It's one thing to be bad. It's another thing to just like just feel like maliciously do stuff. Like trading away, like that just felt personal. Trading away Luka the way they did, and then the biggest one was the day after Kyrie tears his ACL. They announced they're raising ticket prices. You're allowed to leave a team.
Yeah,
you're allowed to leave a team if they do that.
Yeah. There's bad things, but Desmond Bane, I'm glad I'm not like super into basketball, because every time I watch the Grizzlies, like Desmond Bane just takes over the game. It just like he waits for me to watch the game for him to do that. But like I'll watch a game and then Desmond Bane's got like 20 at half and he's hit like 6 threes, and he's 6 for 6 beyond the arc. Just ridiculous. Just one of the best shooters in the league. He's really grown as a slasher too, though. He can get inside. He can fuck you up there too. Um, yeah, definitely one of the best guards the Magic have had in a while. Um, we also got back Cole Anthony and KCP. For we're having to take on that KCP contract. It
That's
is what it
what
is.
people were saying. Like, hey, take out one of the first round picks for Desmond Bane. That was the get off of
Yeah,
KCP first round pick.
yeah. You still getting for 3 first-round picks and Cole Anthony for Desmond Bain though. You can live with that certainly.
Yeah.
Like I was upset because when you told me because like first Gabe does this shit every time there's big
He
sports
disappears.
news. He just goes Orlando what like that doesn't fucking tell me anything. Like how am I supposed? One of my team's players got traded and you didn't feel the need to include that part in the. Yeah, like as if it wasn't my guy that just got shipped out of town. Well, and closer to me actually. Desmond Bain's now like an hour and a half up
Imagine
the road.
the AJ Brown trade getting broken to you. Like, damn, Eagles, that's crazy. What'd they do? Wait, don't leave. What did they do?
Actually, you know what happened? I got that news from my ex-girlfriend, and she just texted me the word AJ Brown, and I'm like, huh? And she goes, oh, I don't know. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean you don't know? because the rumors had been swirling in like the previous week or so, but everything I'd heard of like from like reputable sources was like, oh no, it's fine. Tennessee is working on it. They're gonna get the deal done. I'm like, okay, we're gonna get the deal done. And then I just it just said AJ Brown. Like, well, what does that mean? I don't know. Huh? And then I look up, I get the update on the TV, and that's when I found out AJ Brown got traded, and I fell to my fucking knees.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna miss Desmond Bain very dearly. I really like Desmond Bain. I like watching him play basketball. I can stomach it for 4 unprotected first round picks, one of which is the Suns pick in 2026.
Yep,
and Kevin Durant's about to get traded. That team is going to be a lot worse in 2026, and we're gonna have that pick.
I like
that's gonna be a lottery pick.
Teams. I think.
Yeah, it makes the window better.
Yeah, it makes them better. He fills a need. They've needed a lot of shooting. Now, it doesn't truly fill their ball handling need. Now, Desmond Bane can do that, but to the degree that Orlando needs, maybe not quite there.
No,
it does help, but it's not. They still need a.
They need a floor general. Yeah.
Yeah, they still need a point guard upgrade, but he can handle it. Decently. He's a 5 assist kind of guy, and then the shooting. It's not just that you can shoot. It's also the shots you can take, the movement you can do to get to shots that Desmond Bane can do.
From the logo every now and again. Like he is a deep 3-point shooter. He can shoot contested. Like he can create shots pretty well. Like he is a shooter's shooter. He's that kind of guy. I mean, damn good basketball player. I think he's been underrated for a long time. Damn good basketball player.
Obviously, the problem is how much you give up. Is he quite worth that much? Honestly, in the NBA's market, apparently. I mean, this isn't the first trade we've seen like this, where a guy of his caliber gets traded for the first-round picks that he does. So I guess it just is the value of players like that in the current NBA. But I will say the Orlando Magic have been like one of my favorite teams. Like, once you get really into a sport, you have like your team. And once you really enjoy the sport itself, then you start to develop like...
You've got side hose. Absolutely.
The Orlando Magic, because of just their defense, like a team that's just that good on defense like the Magic can be, plus like the young players you enjoy, the style of basketball maybe you enjoy, start to develop a little side pieces here and there. The Orlando Magic are definitely one of those for me. Also their theme song. I don't know if you've ever heard it. It went at some point.
Good.
That one's a lot of fun. So yeah, I mean I like it for them. Again, the trade, I guess, but it didn't address their biggest need of point guards, so we'll see. And then obviously the Grizzlies, they get a plethora of picks to help them build around Jaren Jackson Jr. Do they take these picks and try to get one of these other big names who could be out there?
I don't think so. And the reason I don't think so is because there are not... You could probably count on one hand how many teams in the league over the last 7 years or so have done a better job at finding talent in the draft than Memphis. Especially like late first...
Stomaching getting rid of Desmond Bane.
Right.
Like, we can replace
Desmond Bane was a second-round pick, if I'm not mistaken. He was drafted in the 40s, I'm pretty sure. So he was the late first or like early to mid-second, but I know he was not like a high-end draft.
It wasn't lottery.
No, he was taken out. He went to TCU because my friend who used to do photography for Baylor, it was his freshman year at Baylor was Desmond Bane's last year at TCU, and I think TCU kicked the shit out of them in the Big 12 tournament, I think, that year. if I'm not mistaken. I think that's why he hated Desmond Bane so much.
He went 30th. So he was the last first round.
The last pick of the first round. And so even if all these are late first round picks, like Jalen Wells was a second round pick. G.G. Jackson was a second round pick. Obviously they're like Ja and Jaren were both top 4 picks, but it's like and he's been awesome off the bench. And now you've got Scottie Pippen Jr. and Cole Anthony giving you
kind of like the Miami Heat of the Western Conference in terms of how they're able to find guys and develop.
Yeah, and that's like quite. I think Jalen Wells, assuming he's healthy, can take the Desmond Bane role as a full-time starter. I think
that's why I think they still might package these for something else because they still have like their own picks that they can do.
Yeah,
we're talking about.
They got
and
dudes.
then they got rid of Desmond Bane, still have a solid roster. I like Cole Anthony. Overall, like, he's one of those personalities as well. Like, that's what draws me.
I like him. I think at this point he probably just is what he is. Like, I don't think you're hoping for him to take the leap anymore. Right. Like, I think we can move it. But yeah, like as your fourth best guard, I can live with that. Absolutely, that's totally fine. So he adds value. Like
social media manager's gonna love him.
Yeah, you don't get much out of KCP, but that's like whatever. You have to stomach the contract for a bit. But I mean, you're getting Cole Anthony, who adds value, and you're getting a shit ton of draft picks. That, like you said, you could package them for somebody else. Like I don't know, Giannis. Bring Giannis to Memphis. Let's go get Giannis.
Do you make Jaren play the 5 then, or is Giannis playing the 5, or how are you making that fit?
Jaren's playing the 3 in that scenario. Wells is playing the 2, and Giannis is playing the 4. Edey's playing the 5. And
assuming Giannis probably small ball 5 closing. Wow.
Sure, I mean,
small ball might not be the right word for Giannis.
The 5. The reason I say Jaren would have never actually played the 3, but he does play like a 3. He just does. He's 6'11" and he just doesn't rebound. Right. Like, not the way he should. Oh, well, he's a great 3-point shooter. I don't hate it. It's just
size, especially.
Yeah, well, especially great perimeter defender for his size as well. Guys don't typically can't do what he can do mostly.
Survive and can go back there and get some blocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Giannis is the talent that you bring him in and you find how it fits with what you got.
Yeah, you figure out the fit after you bring him in. You don't have to worry about that beforehand. If you have the means,
where you go, hey, you're gonna start as well. We're gonna find a way to make the two of y'all fit together. And fuck it, maybe offense is a little awkward, but try to score in the paint.
Or maybe start Giannis at the 5 and have Edey come off the bench. Like, that's fine. Edey probably should be coming off the bench anyways. He's not not a great player yet.
Yeah.
Don't know that he ever will be, frankly.
You just need him to be solid.
Oh yeah, I don't need him to be fucking Jokic.
You've got Ja, you've got Jaren, and if you were to get Giannis, then boom, there's you got 3 great. You can stomach some goods and solids after that.
Yeah, you can stomach Jalen Wells in the start. You don't have to stomach that. Jalen Wells is awesome. I love Jalen Wells. I really wish he didn't get hurt late in the year. That is such a awful thing to happen to a good rookie, is for him to get a big injury late in his rookie season, because it does set him back in year 2, which is where when most players take the jump, that's when it is across every sport. Year 2 is the year that I've still got.
Unless you're really good to start, then that's sophomore slump.
Sure, but I mean, and of course, a lot of guys take year 3 leaps, but in general, it sucks. It's bad for his timetable.
I kind of view it as year 3. Year 1, people don't know you. You're able to do what you do. Year 2, people adjust to you. Year 3, you adjust, and then that's when you're.
Especially as the 38th pick, I think, where Jalen Wells was taken.
Something like that.
So, yeah. Again, Memphis can find talent does not need lottery picks to find talent. They've done a great job at finding these guys. So, yeah, I like it. I like it for Memphis a lot. I like it for Orlando too. I think those picks are probably better in Memphis's hands than Orlando's hands, anyways. And you're getting a damn good player out of it. I think you can live with it if you're Orlando. Maybe you paid a little more than you would have liked, but you're getting Desmond Bane, and that does obviously count for something. So yeah, I will miss Desmond Bane. I really like watching him play basketball, and I will still like watching him play basketball. How many of the
picks that they gave up were theirs?
I don't know how many were there. I know the Suns pick.
One.
what they gave up, but I don't know how many of those picks were the Magic's.
I'm gonna look it up.
I
real
didn't
quick.
see exactly where all the picks belong.
Because yeah, obviously all the attention's brought to the Suns.
Yeah. Well, because that pick is going to be a lottery pick, almost guaranteed, and
Okay,
it's
here we go. Let's
unprotected.
see. It's just that says the years. It doesn't say who owns them. Here we go. Let's see. Is this gonna say who owns them?
No fucking way.
Okay.
Oh my.
So they gave up the 16th pick this year, and I think they still have a pick this year. I think they have the Nuggets. So Magic still have a first round pick this year. It's obviously not as good.
Pick 16 is really good for Memphis.
First round draft pick in 2026, which includes swap rights from either Phoenix or Washington. First round pick in 2028. First round draft pick in 2030, and then the swap rights to a first round draft pick in 2029, top 2 protected. So, yeah. So, really not as bad as it sounds at first, I think.
Yeah.
Because like 16, so you one of the ones you guarantee you know where it is, and then the other one of them's not even yours. The other 2 are yours. And it's in that threshold where, at least from the GM's perspective, it's like, hey, if we're not good by the time those picks are up, like we would be making those picks. If we're not good or winning by then,
They're not my picks anyway. Yeah.
I won't be here. So, anyways, I like it for both teams. If I had to pick one winner, I usually lean towards the team that got the known player because you don't know what those draft picks are going to be. There were so many picks, and one of them is could be pretty high value. To me, it's a pretty even trade. I'll say, I'll go with the Grizzlies because the deciding factor is that the Magic didn't ultimately address their biggest need. It was still a notable need that they did address, but it wasn't their biggest need, and their ability to address it just got harder to do by giving up what they gave up. But like I said, it's pretty close. I like it for both.
Yeah. I think the general consensus is that Memphis won the trade. I think some people are being a bit mean about it I think some people don't know how good Desmond Bane is at basketball. I think is what it comes down to.
He's the third guy on a team that I think a lot of people haven't watched recently. Haven't really been watching recently.
Not the last couple of years.
They were watching them when Ja was maybe pre some of his incidences or whatever. Even though when
he played 60 games and was hadn't had all the off court stuff.
Yeah, most improved player of the year, Ja.
Yeah.
Like that era. That's when people were really watching, and then people have kind of fallen off.
The two seed Grizzlies. People watch that team.
Yeah.
People watch the 2 seed Grizzlies, right. Certainly.
So really, since then, I think that's when kind of the fall off of people really watching them has been.
Yeah.
Because it was like Ja was getting pushed to maybe be the face of the league. Incidents happen now, they're pushing Ant, so people have kind of. By the way,
I think I don't think the NBA just does not need a face, frankly. I know that it's been LeBron for so long, and they want to replicate that. And if anybody is going to replicate that, it would be Wemby probably. But do we need to push a guy to be that dude, or can we just let it happen?
Yeah, well, obviously, definitely. First of all, you definitely just have to let it happen.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe they're trying to force it to be Luka, and that's why the NBA forced
the Lakers to get Luka. Yeah. Need a superstar in LA.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Did you have another piece? It sounded like you had more than one thing.
Oh, I was gonna. Lord forgive me. I'm gonna talk about baseball real quick. 2 blockbuster trades happened on the same day.
I did get notifications.
Yeah, Rafael Devers got traded to the San Francisco Giants, who already have one of the best records in baseball. It's about to get even better because they just got one of the best sluggers in the league. Yeah. Now, so the way baseball works, you cannot trade draft picks in baseball. You can only trade players. So what happens is teams will typically, especially for really good players, they will trade either young, known commodities, or they will trade prospects. So they will trade away guys in their minor league system In the case of this, however, I feel like the Red Sox, when they asked for the compensation, they just drew 4 names out of a hat. I don't really know, like, they traded, like, for mostly bad players and then, like, 1 good prospect. And then, like, okay, whatever, I guess, if you needed it that bad. But, yeah. The Red Sox were on a roll, too. They'd gone 8-2 in their last 10. They just beat the Yankees in a series. Devers has been raking in this stretch, too. He's been playing fantastic baseball. He's by far, I think, the lead vote getter for the designated hitter for the AL All-Star team. And, yeah, I think, Red Sox fans are not happy right now, naturally so. And Giants fans are having a great time with this, naturally.
Sure.
But we'll see how this ultimately shakes up. It'll be a little while before we really know how well this works out for the Red Sox. They do, however, have a bad history of trading great players and not getting the return that they should. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's about it, I think, for baseball. Oh, and the Mets got swept for the first time all year, and it was to the fucking Rays, so I have to hear about it from my coworkers. So Mets, do better. Do better. It's not nice.
Team you want to get swept by just because.
That's right. The ones that my coworkers are going to talk shit about.
Hey,
Came to work this morning. My team lead was like, "Oh yeah, the Mets looked real good yesterday. We got shut out 9-0." But he's a Rays fan, so he's like, "Hey, the Mets looked great yesterday." I'm like, "Whatever." I didn't even watch the game because I was at my friend's place. Which great game to miss when you get shut out and you get just belt to ass. So if ever there was a game to miss. Oh, Wednesday last week, I had a power outage. I had a power outage for 8 hours. I got home. Shortly after I got home, my power went out. My apartment has I've never lost power during a hurricane. Since I've lived through 3 pretty good ones. Never lost power. Even last year, where the tree knocked over, did not lose power. 5 minutes into a regular fucking thunderstorm, I lost power, and I lost it for 8 hours.
Damn.
And I missed the Mets game in that span.
Oh no.
When the power came back on, I looked at the box score. The Mets won 5-0. I'm like, okay, cool. Mets had a nice game, whatever. It's a good game. I didn't even check the pitching stats. And I didn't know what had happened until Gabe told me, oh yeah, David Peterson pitched a complete game shutout. Damn. I missed the Mets starter go 9 innings without allowing a single run. Pitchers almost never play 9 innings. Paul Skeens got pulled during a no-hitter in his rookie season because they didn't want the pitch count to get too high.
That's absurd.
Yeah, well, that's fucking stupid. You should never pull a pitcher during a no-hitter. I don't care what the pitch count is. You let them go until they get a hit. As soon as they get a hit, you take them out the game. But yeah, ridiculous.
I don't know much about baseball, but I know you don't fuck around with no-hitters.
No, you let. Well, the 2 big unwritten rules about no-hitters. The announcers should not say a no-hitter is happening until it's done and go, hey, he just had a no-hitter in this game, because you'll jinx it otherwise. And rule number 2, if it's the 9th inning and you're getting you have not gotten a hit yet, if you bunt during a no-hitter, especially if you're down like 10-0 and you know this bunt's not doing you any favor, you're just bunting to ruin the no-hitter, you need to be shot. Yeah. You need to be shot. That is ridiculous.
You gotta hit a homer off to fucking stop it.
That's what I was like. No, well, and more often than not, you will get a ball thrown at you. Like, yeah. If that pitcher doesn't do it, somebody else's pitcher will, because they don't fuck with that. It's a good surefire way.
Pitcher will be like, hey, bro, don't.
Yeah, it's a surefire way to get one just beamed at your fucking head. Just don't do that. But yeah, I missed a complete game. That was unfortunate, but. Yeah, I think I've talked about all I need to talk about as far as the Desmond Bane trade, the Devers trade, and my power being at 8 hours. So, got that all out of the way. You got anything, sir?
No, nothing like that. We can get deep.
All right, let's penetrate. Do it.
Icebreaker. What was your favorite trend?
Ooh.
So my mind doesn't go to fashion. It goes to like Instagram videos, TikTok videos.
Oh yeah,
trends.
social media for sure.
Mine's the Adult Swim one. I don't know if did you ever see that one?
Don't think so.
Oh, dude, I gotta find it to you. It would just be like some like I don't want to say philosophical, but adjacent type quote. That's like cool quote usually about like either finding peace or working hard or something like that.
Okay.
And then like it would show like somebody would be doing something, and then it would just like pan out afterwards, and it had like the Adult Swim theme song on the back, which is like a chill theme song, and then it would just be something in the shape of the Adult Swim logo.
Okay.
They were just insanely creative. There were so many good ones, and people would just find really interesting ways to make the logo and have it zoom out and show it. And the theme song in the background is a really nice vibe. So it's definitely one of my favorite trends. It's I'll have to find an example and send it to you. But that's definitely my favorite trend.
I'm a big fan of the bottle flip.
Oh, classic.
Big fan of the bottle flip.
Classic, dude. And that was peak at when we were the right age for it to be like cool as hell. It's cool. Yeah. It's cool regardless. I'm not sitting here like, oh, now that I'm older, blah blah blah. No, it's cool regardless. But at that age especially, it hit extra hard.
I have a little too much in this for this to be like ideal conditions, but not quite. That's fine. Whatever. Worth a shot.
Okay, I found one. I'm gonna send it to the me, you, Gabe group chat.
Sounds good. Let me take a propaganda.
The audio also adds to it. It's leaving us hot.
Banger. Okay.
Or you know what?
I don't think I ever.
That's not the Adult Swim theme. I think it's a song that's slowed down, but for some reason they got attached to the. I didn't watch Adult Swim like that. I just in my head it's the Adult Swim theme song because I always see it connected. But I think it's actually just a different song that's like slowed down.
It is, but I've never what do you call it? I've never seen any of those videos before this.
Oh, so yeah, you're missing out. There's so many great ones, but yeah. That's definitely my favorite trend.
Yeah. Bottle flip guy here. I like the bottle flip.
Yeah. The one that started it off, was it like the talent show one? Like, is that the one that really started the whole thing off, really?
Maybe, but there was somebody on Vine who did it, and it was like made like a crazy edit out of it. I don't know. But I did want to talk about one. I sent this screenshot to the group chat. I did want to mention this. It's a Titans podcast I like. The only Titans podcast I like. It's called the Music City Audible. It's got 2 actual NFL reporters on it. One of them's been like putting out Cam Ward propaganda since like the season ended. That's been his guy the whole way through. And of course, when we actually ended up taking him, that was awesome for him. But I knew immediately which of the 2 was responsible for this video when I saw it hit my notifications, and it was, let me get the exact verbiage right. Did Cam Ward throw a practice interception on purpose?
Yeah.
My theory. And
have you watched it?
I did, but 1 minute after this video was uploaded, my tweet got sent. I tweeted at it. I knew it. They're both named Justin. It's Justin Mello and Justin Graver. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, I have not clicked on the video yet. I know Justin Graver's responsible. Yeah, I heard you, motherfucker. But I knew Justin Graver was responsible. I immediately tweeted at Justin Graver, and I said, let's see. What was my verbiage? Mello needs to admit you into an institution, what I said. Both Justin Mello and Justin Graver replied to my tweet. Mello assured me that he would be hearing about it on the next podcast, so he'd be giving Graver the business. And Graver said, hey, just hear me out. And I told Graver, I said, I will watch the video, but just know I will be shaking my head the entire time. And I did watch the video after I got home from work. It's only an 8.5 minute long video. it's so insane. It's so schizo. It might actually be true. And let me explain. So I think I've talked about it once on this pod before. The way the Titans were structuring their offseason program, or program, excuse me, the offseason program is that they had like the entire roster that was there for training camp and for mini camp was split up into 8 teams. And so the Cam Ward interception, it was in 7-on-7, and there was no receiver in the area, nobody, and it was in the red zone drills, nobody even near Cody Barton. Cam Ward just threw it right to Cody Barton. That was the first interception he threw. Only interception he threw that entire day. He was 20 for 21 the whole rest of the day. Completed every other pass. Technically completed every pass to a teammate that day. One of them was just to a linebacker. But so
I remember that.
The way the Titans have been. The way the Titans do it is, bless you, there is an actual competition between these eight sub teams, and we don't know what the prize is yet. But whoever wins the off-season competition will get some kind of prize. Cam Ward is a competitor. That much is not mistakable. That is obvious to anybody who's watched him play football. Anybody who's ever heard him talk. Cam Ward's a fierce competitor. He actually broke a ping pong paddle, and Justin really brought this point home in the video. Calvin Ridley posted a video on his Instagram story of a broken ping pong paddle because Calvin Ridley beat Cam Ward in ping pong, and Ward got so mad he broke the ping pong paddle. He does not like losing. That much is clear. Cody Barton is on Cam Ward's team in the offseason program. They're on the same team. Now, Brian Callahan had previously stated that if a quarterback throws an interception to a player on his own team, that would cancel out, that wouldn't count for points for the team. However, later in the offseason program, Brian Callahan said, we've tweaked the way the point system works to make it more fair for certain positions after we realized it wasn't fair, after the trial run. So that it would stand to reason that a defender getting an interception would count more than a quarterback throwing an interception. Like, that's more positive points for the guy who got it than it should be negative points for the guy who threw it. I think that makes sense.
I agree.
Because if a quarterback has 7 interceptions in a season, it's a great season for a quarterback. If a defender has 7 interceptions in a season, that's great for a quarterback, right? So, or excuse me, great for the defender. So, I think it makes sense. So Cam even said when he was going over his interceptions in an interview, like after practice, he said, "Well, that pass was 6 points for my team right there." And again, there was no receiver in the immediate area. And Brian Callahan had said that morning that there were 4 teams really in the running, and 2 of them were only separated by like a point. Cam Ward wanted to win that bad. Is it out of the question to say he might have thrown the interception on purpose?
That dude.
Just to get more points for his team.
100%.
I thought this video was gonna be fucking insane, and I ended up when I was done, I was like, no, that makes sense. Like, that's not ridiculous. Assuming it doesn't cancel out, assuming Cody Barton got more points for that interception than Cam Ward got for throwing it, absolutely, that's some shit Cam Ward would do. And Graver even said, he was like, now, if I'm Brian Callahan, behind closed doors, I love it. But in public, I hate it. I would tell him, hey, don't ever do that again. But behind closed doors, I love it that he's that kind of competitor. He will waste a rep in 7-on-7, which Cam Ward himself even said, that doesn't count, that's not real football. So if Cam doesn't think 7-on-7 is real football, and he knows his teammate is going to get points for this, and that's going to help them win the offseason competition, yeah, he'd fucking do it. Absolutely, he would do it. Not that that's what happened, but it's not far-fetched. So, yeah, I thought he was foolish, and I watched the video, and I told him, I said, yeah, you're still batshit insane, but I see the vision. Then he quote tweeted me, and he's like, okay, so I'm not the only one. I'm like, whoa, I didn't say that. But, yeah, not ridiculous. Not entirely ridiculous. I think after he broke it down, after I heard him out, yeah, it's not entirely insane.
No, that's a good theory, dude. That's a great theory.
Yeah. So yeah, you know what? It takes a special mind to even think to to talk about that sort of thing, but that's Justin Graver. He's pretty awesome. Yep. Probably the most time we've ever spent on an icebreaker, but I wasn't talking about the icebreaker.
First of all, I don't even think that's true. But most of
that's fair.
Had nothing to do.
In terms of actually talking about an icebreaker, we've had a couple that have run like 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah,
just
we definitely had some ones. And it's like the icebreaker.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like the deeper. For some reason, it's the icebreaker.
The deep ones we always get done in like 30 seconds. Like, it's not.
Which, this one will be the case, because this one is just this or that. Be able to speak to animals or know all the foreign languages. Why? Definitely the foreign languages.
That's the more useful one. Right? That's the more useful one. However, being able to speak to animals is something nobody else is able to do. Whereas, you could theoretically, it would take you forever and you'd never learn all of them. You can learn a lot of languages in your lifetime.
100%.
You're never going to learn how to talk to, and I can talk to all of them.
Yeah.
Now, does that mean I have to? I agree, so if I have the ability, right, does that mean I have to hear them just all the time? Because like if I'm trying to go to bed and I hear like a cockroach in the corner going, yes, with it like rubbing his fucking mitts together, yeah, that's gonna freak me the fuck out. Mm-hmm. So if that's the case, I'm going with the languages. So, but if that's not the case, if it's something I can like,
well, I think
it's only if I'm listening for them.
Yeah, well, I think also the sound would be equal, like.
Certainly.
You wouldn't just be able to walk into a room and hear every speech from like any bug or anything. If you could already hear what that bug sound, then you could probably hear it speak. But like I just saw an ant right here. If it's speaking, like if it was making noises, I wasn't hearing them, so I don't think I'd hear it speak.
Okay, fair enough.
Kind of equivalent, but
well, hang on. I got a lot of frogs where I live. I live in Florida. I got frogs. You know what frogs do? You know what frogs do when they're horny. I don't want to hear that shit going to bed, and I just need. I know what's about to go down out there.
Also, that's the level you would hear from these animals, like because they're not going to become more intelligent.
They're loud as shit. They're loud as shit.
What I'm saying is they're not going to become more intelligent just because you could speak to them. Like,
yeah,
there's not going to be a lot of complexities coming across usually.
Kind of a good conversation with a dolphin, but also they're fucking sadistic, so that'd be like talking to Hitler. I don't want to talk to Hitler.
Yeah, so we ganged up and we beat up and we ganged up and we raped and we're smoking jellyfish toxins.
Like dolphins will actually just rape eels. Like they will wrap eels around their dick and they will like fucking it's gross. They're just fucking evil creatures. Yeah, they're beautiful, but they are well. Actually, sometimes they're nice. I think I told you about the when I was on the booze cruise and we had the dolphins and we got them to chase us in the boat. That was awesome. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Some animals I'd love to talk to. But imagine trying to have a conversation with a turtle, and then he's like, "So, I'm not gonna do that bit forever." You know what I mean? It would take a while.
We've seen Zootopia with the sloths. Like we get it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm definitely speaking all foreign languages. Just being able to speak to any person, like just no matter who comes across.
God, yeah. Well, especially like how much more people would appreciate it that you know their language. Yeah. And does that include like dead languages too? Like, could you you'd bring that shit back? Now I can teach people dead languages. Fuck, I might have to choose that one.
It says know all the foreign languages.
All of them. It says that means dead languages. I'm gonna say that means every language ever uttered ever.
If it includes dead languages, that's even crazier.
Yeah, I'm picking it. 100%, I'm picking it. Imagine how big your dome's gotta be, like the size it'll have to grow to whatever. It's fine.
I think it's same size, but or at least takes up the same space, but maybe it's even denser. Like it's like just more compact.
Yeah.
Can you be counted on to do what you say you'll do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, certain circumstances have arrived that change that, but
yeah,
shit happens. But for the most part, yeah. Obviously, because I'm very upfront about what I'm capable of doing. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't make promises about stuff I can't do. So yeah, if I say it, if I feel confident enough to say it, then yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I said, man, it's always the icebreakers.
We went decent bit on a deep, but yeah, that deeper was like nothing.
It was just like yes. Anyways.
Yeah, sure.
What am I supposed? Am I supposed to sit here and be like, nah, people, and Also, this is supposed to be like for couples to do. So like, imagine like what guy is gonna be to the girl like, nah, you can't.
No, you should leave now.
Well, hope you like flaky guys.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So dumb deep. That's a dumb deeper.
Yep.
But now it's time for the top 3 of the week. Trios.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Don't think we've ever done this one before.
I don't think so. No. A lot of great trios. A lot of great trios.
This is an early contender for if we repeat a top 3.
We could do this one a billion times.
Yeah, this jumps to the top of like, hey, if we ever want to, because also we could narrow the scope at any point.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
Anyways, yeah, top 3 trios.
I had an honorable mention. I will leave it off, assuming we're going to repeat this at some point, because it's one that will very easily crack my next one.
I do have. It's not technically an honorable mention. It's just like this is the most important and maybe the most iconic trio, but I didn't want to turn this pod into a sermon, so I decided to leave it off. But the Holy Trinity is the true number 1. But I just for fun, I'll go with some different ones.
Yeah. It wouldn't have bothered me at all if you'd put that number 1. I mean, right. That's important to you, but I get it. I respect why you would leave that off.
Yeah, it's like this is the number 1, but like let's just do some more. Also, because people here
for the sake of fun, yeah, like yeah.
Also,
I get
everyone knows it. Even if you don't believe it, everyone knows it. Let's just do some of the more fun ones. You kick us off. You kick us off.
All right. I didn't want to put this one at number 1. Because I figured that wouldn't be fair necessarily, but this was not a trio I could leave off.
Oh fuck!
I gotta go with Jacob, Gabe, and Brayden. All right, I couldn't, in good faith, in good conscience, put this one number 1. I couldn't leave it off the list either. No, so number 3. Yeah. I think it's probably a little higher on your list. That's okay. That's okay. So,
I didn't think about us at all.
That's okay. That just makes this segment stronger because you've got another trio that I don't have. Yeah. So again, couldn't make this one number 1 because that wouldn't have been fair.
Majority of our trio-ness is in like an Instagram group chat. Unfortunately, we live.
Well, you guys don't all see the trio, but Brayden and I know. Brayden and I get to live it every day. So.
Well, I was also just saying like. I haven't seen you in person in a while. Like it's unfortunate.
Yeah, been since November.
Yeah.
The last time all 3 of us were in there, and that was the first time all 3 of us had been together in years. So.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't seen you in a long time, and I hadn't seen Gabe since 2022.
The only time we've hung out as a trio.
No. We went to Sandra's. We went to Sandra's.
Right.
When I went shortly after I graduated, when I went for prom. We went to Sandra.
You did because I picked you up.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, yeah.
From my brother's friend's place where my brother was living. I had smoked so much the night before I was still high that morning.
Damn.
And yeah, it was not ideal. I did not want to still be feeling the effects while hanging out with you guys because I didn't really get to experience it like the best I could. I didn't really get to remember much of it. Like later in the day, I was like, I feel like an ass, and so I remember I texted you guys. I apologize.
I didn't even remember that because I didn't remember. I didn't notice anything in the moment.
What had happened to me the night before was I had smoked a ton, and then I took one last hit. But it was a really big hit, and I ended up swallowing before I exhaled, and I was fighting vomit for 45 minutes after that. Because it's just you don't ever want to do that. So I was dry heaving. My brother got me some chocolate milk, and I felt better. But yeah, no, we have hung out before as a trio, one at a time. That was at
Twice. So
Sancho's.
like as a trio, there's more members of the trio than times we've hung out as a trio.
Yes.
We count the trip to you as one.
That's just it's just one.
Which I do. One big, one long.
One big oobla. Yeah.
It was fucking great though.
Oh, it was awesome. Yeah, it was a great time.
Yeah.
I had a good time. Your number 3, sir. Go ahead and kick your list off here.
So for my number 3, so Power Rangers has a lot of trios.
Naturally.
There's certain seasons because seasons either usually start off with 3 Rangers or they start off with 5. So I decided let me try to pick one Power Ranger trio to represent the whole franchise essentially. On the list, I went with Dino Thunder's trio with Connor, Ethan, and Kira. We got red, blue, yellow. That's always the trios, red, blue, yellow, in Power Rangers. But that's a fun one because that is one of the most it's like Breakfast Club. That's like the Breakfast Club kind of start for a Power Ranger season. They all get detention. They're all from like different kind of cliques. You got like the jock, the nerd, and then like the musical / alt / outcast kind of girl. All put together. They have some of the best banter, especially early on, coming from these different walks of life and not being quite a team to start, and then turning into a team. So I'm gonna put that one. It was really close between that one and Jungle Furies, but I went with Dino Thunder's trio to pretty much essentially be the representative of all Power Ranger trios for my list. But Dino Thunder's Power Ranger trio is my number 3. Your number 2, sir.
Number 2. I wanted to avoid doing Pokemon because there's so many Pokemon trios, and we could so easily, do our own top 3 trios in Pokemon, and even there's so much you can do with that. Even then, I couldn't help myself.
As an overall top 3,
I think so, but I'm not entirely sure. I think we have. I think we did once.
I think we did. We must have.
I think we. That's such an obvious one.
We did one of those. It was one of the list ones where we were guessing the rankings.
And I've definitely discussed mine at length, which starter trios are my favorite.
Because to me, we've talked about how many 3 for 3s there are.
Yeah.
Sure. To me, it's
it's Gen 1.
For me, it's 1,
Gen
4,
3, Gen 4. He's so disrespectful. So disrespectful.
It's 1, 4.
To 3 and 9. It's 1, 3, 4, 7, 9 for this guy. But okay. I get it. Yeah. Let's see. I couldn't leave this trio off. They're too iconic. They're too the chemistry of this trio is unmatched.
Can I jump in just to finish off a previous
yes.
Since I said 1, 4, and 7, that means Gen 10 if it's plus 3 for each one. Gen 10 this upcoming gen is about to go 3 for 3 if my shit's
That's true. If 3
for 3. Anyway, sorry to interrupt. Back to you.
No, you're good. Too iconic. Chemistry's too good. I've got Jesse, James, and Meowth as trio number 2 here, and it's a little, not maybe the one you'd expect.
Outstanding. Great. That's a great pick, though. That's an outstanding.
Great trio, man. I mean, they take over every time they're on screen. They are so perfect, full of personality.
I have more memories
every once in a
the protagonist when watching that.
Absolutely. And every once in a while, they prove that they are not bad people necessarily. Mm-hmm. They have hearts, especially Meowth. I think he puts on a tough outer shell, but I think he's a real sweet boy on the inside somewhere. I think if he were my cat, I think I would help him come out of it. I think he would love me. I think he'd be a real good boy, cat. But maybe someday. That's my number 2. Yeah, number 2 trio, sir.
So mine's also Pokemon. I did.
Okay.
I was really going back and forth between. Spoilers. It's a starter trio. I was really struggling going back and forth between Gen 1 and Gen 4. I think Gen 4 overall, I think I like that as a trio more, but how iconic they are, I still think it's a 3 for 3 trio. It has my favorite Pokemon of all time within it. I had to go with the Gen 1 Kanto starters, Charmander, Squirtle, Bulbasaur. To me, that's the ranking. But like I said, I think all 3 are absolute hits. I got 2 of them right here.
Yeah. One on the shelf over there too.
Yeah, one, and then the big Lego on the shelf, and then you can't see it, but back here, you actually can barely see the beginning of it. But there's it includes Pikachu, but there's I have like a Lego set, or not like Mega Block set of the three trios the three starters plus Pikachu, in like their own little like environments, quote unquote biomes.
Yeah. When you said it was a Pokemon trio, I figured it was the Gen 1 starter trio.
Yeah, I mean, also one of them's tatted on me right here,
Yeah.
little Charmander.
Beautiful tattoo.
This franchise is the biggest, highest grossing franchise ever, and it truly starts with those three and builds from there.
If those three don't land, that's it. That's it. It never takes off. Those three had to be hits, and they all are. They are all to this day. They are all bangers.
Yeah,
never changed.
And then they're obviously built upon anytime there's a gimmick in megas, Gigantamax forms, stuff like that. Like they're gonna get something, as they should.
Show them love. Show them love as long as the franchise is around. Absolutely,
like I said before, when defending Charizard, like from the hate he gets, don't complain about what these other Pokemon get. Pokemon is big enough. Complain just that these other things don't get something when they deserve something.
I know like a handful of people that don't love all of the Gen 4 starters. I know a lot of people that don't love all the Gen 7 starters. A lot of people hate Poplio. I think those people are wrong, but a lot of people don't like Poplio.
That's the hang-up. I'm like, is it perfect? No, but it's still a hit. So, because there's other starter trios where I'm like, I won't say hate, except for one. Yeah. Because they're all relatively good, but in terms of the quality of a starter, like there are certain ones I point at, and I'm like, you're just not there. You're just not there.
I don't know a single person that does not hold the Gen 1 trio in high regard. Like I don't. I'm sure there's somebody out there.
Of course, because I don't.
There's no friend of mine.
It's
frankly,
got a lot of haters since it's as popular.
Certainly,
but the starter trio is hard to come at.
Terrific game, or terrific trio, terrific group. What's Dirk doing?
I think it's my dad doing something because his like game room is essentially like across the wall here.
Yeah. He's just ripping ass.
Dude, I don't know what's going on in that room.
But no, big fan as well. I love him.
And like I said, I want to get a Bulbasaur, one of these to complete the trio. Obviously, these are not that expensive. These are $12.99. Yeah. They're pretty good. Yeah. Speaking of Pokemon, I guess I should have said this earlier in the video. It's looking like the Nuzlocke recap will come out this Saturday. I am almost done.
Very good.
I need to record 3 additional clips that I'll do 2 tonight and then 1 tomorrow. Because 2 of them it's supposed to be nighttime when I need it.
Yeah.
And then the other one I'll record tomorrow. But I'm halfway done with the champion battle, which is the most of like after that there's a quick recap, not recap, kind of, but conclusion segment that's not that long. So I'm almost done. Nuzlocke recap Saturday, which God, dude, I really think it's good. I think it's my best video. I've said this several times, but because I'm getting fucking better. I'm getting better as it's been going on. So once again,
I'm excited.
Once again, I think I'm putting out my best video ever.
Yeah, I'm excited for that video.
The cut-ins that I'm adding in, I think you're gonna really like them.
I had a ball with the first one you made. I'm gonna have a.
And dude, this one's it's better off rip because the gameplay recording just looks better with the overlay versus just the black kind of screen that the first one had, and then the game itself is more visually appealing versus just the black and white. Which I don't hate black and white, but the full color of Heart and Gold is better than the way Gen 1 looks.
I need you to know I had to hold myself back. I almost bust that out into the Pokemon Black and White anime theme song. Just now, I didn't, but
Dude, if I keep getting better, imagine how my Gen 5 Nuzlocke recap will be.
Oh my! Oh, they're gonna make me calm, dude. So later. Yeah. God damn! I can't wait.
So if it does come out this Saturday, maybe not this next week because my schedule's weird, but that week after, once I go back to my normal schedule, maybe we could start. We could start a little Gen 3. We could start a little Gen 3.
Start a little Gen 3, and then Gabe's gonna presumably join us for Gen 4, where we're all gonna be playing Platinum. Thank God we don't have to play Diamond and Pearl. Terrible Pokemon games.
If he flakes on us, we're doing Diamond and Pearl.
You're doing Diamond.
Don't do this.
Okay, yeah, whatever.
If it's the 3 of us Platinum, sure. But if it's just me and you,
Yeah,
we're
we'll do
doing
it.
Diamond and Pearl.
I'd be fine with either copy, honestly. I don't even want to have a horse in that race. You can pick whichever one.
We'll still flip because
Okay.
I don't know. Like I don't know. The
Well,
person who ever has a horse in the race is pretty much usually just you, just because you know like what. Or at
I don't
least
even remember the
most-
version exclusives for that game, nor do I care.
Whether you know it or you like, oh, I played this one, so either I want to play the other one, or since I played that one, I
Yeah.
know I liked it, I want that one.
Yeah.
Whatever matters to me. The most intriguing part always is when we're rolling for starters.
That's which Gen 4 I'm not gonna have a problem with.
I just told you I think it's perfect. To me, I think it's the best trio. I think it's better than Gen 1.
Yeah.
It's really close.
Well, I just realized for we're doing 3 and 4 next. I'm gonna have a field day regardless of who my starters are because I love all of
High
Gen 3. I
stakes
know.
for me for Gen 3.
Yeah, well, I know. You're not too fond of the bird. It's okay.
I hate that thing.
Fire chicken. It's not your favorite. Should I go into my number 1?
Yes.
All right, number 1. Now, you know me.
I do know you.
You know me pretty well. No, I did quite a few music trios I could have gone with here, but no. I don't personally listen to a lot of trios in music now that I think about it. I don't know, Nirvana, whatever, honorable mention, Shadow. You know me. My favorite IP of all time. Certainly an iconic trio from this IP. Legendary, I would say.
Legendary.
Yeah, definitely. Kicked off a majorly successful franchise. These 3 have been beloved since they first appeared on screen. I've got Luke, Han, and Leia as my number 1 trio of all time.
I didn't realize you had Star Wars above Pokemon.
Without question, and I love Pokemon, but
wow.
Yeah, no, if I could only gun to my head, I could only pick one. It's not going to take me very long.
Wow.
Now, Pokemon is a clear number 2 for me, but again, somebody said you can only have one, it would not take me long at all. I would have you my answer very quickly.
There's just too many ups and downs in Star Wars for me to embrace it to that level.
There's too many ups and downs in Pokemon.
I don't know. Well,
Tell me,
there's something about the downs.
I gotta love Sword and Shield. Like I don't know, man. I'm out. 1.3 seconds. I'm out.
I guess movie bad just hits harder for me than like game.
Well, I don't just think of the films. There's so much more to Star Wars than just the films.
Well, there's also the shows. Some of them have had
at least in terms of my enjoyment. But I mean,
there's
so much good Star Wars out there that I don't even need. I will ignore the bad. Full stop. I don't care. It can exist. I'm not going to partake in it. It can stay over there. It's fine. But yeah, no, it's Luke, Han, and Leia, the goats. You're number 1. What's your number 1? What we doing?
My number 1. This is the trio that started off my favorite TV show. If Power Rangers is collective, Power Rangers is number 1. But if I have to pick an individual season, like if I break up the shows, then this show that's not Power Rangers elevates to number 1. I went with from Young Justice, Kid Flash, Aqualad, and Robin, the 3 that start off the team when they go into Cadmus and find Superboy. I feel like because it's just the show that like I watched it, and I think it's when I just committed to being a nerd.
Yeah.
Just watching that show, and then it just pulling me into superheroes, and then later on, and into other nerdy stuff, like eventually falling into Star Wars, Power Rangers, deeper into Power Rangers, Pokemon, like just being like, oh, I'll just be into nerdy and geeky stuff. Like it was this show that really cemented me going that direction, and it's these 3 that started off the show. And my favorite fictional character ever is Wally West, and that's started and built on because of this show.
Wally West breaks every power scaling argument. It's so funny.
It's like the funniest thing is the character that I love, that the interpretation of him that I love, that made me fall in love with him, is the one that wasn't that fast, that died because he was too slow.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of funny in that way. But yeah, he's confirmed, obviously, the fastest character in DC. He's the best Flash. because the Flash, I think, is the best legacy character in terms of like you've got Jay Garrick, the first Flash. He's the Flash for like 20 years. Then Barry's the Flash for another 20 years, and then Wally was Flash for like 20 years on his own as well. Like it's able to pass the mantle as better than any other superhero.
Robin's a great legacy character, but it's because all the other ones die or become different heroes entirely. So it's like it's not the same. They don't get the same run that the Flash does. You know?
Yeah, because now at this point, if you have Dick Grayson as Robin, a clock has started. Everyone's like, all right, when is he Nightwing?
Yeah. And then when you get Jason, it's like, okay, well, when is he this other dead, and then this other character?
And when you have Tim Drake, you're like, Tim Drake's great, but like, I just feel like he doesn't get. He just doesn't get used properly. Like he's the Robin that they don't know what to do with. I feel like because they always just they tried Red Robin and then now they bring him back to just being Robin. Yeah. It's like commit to something with this character.
Once you get to Tim Drake, it's like, well, how are they going to shoehorn Damian into this eventually? Like awkwardly handle Drake's ending to get Damian. Like,
which is funny because like Tim Drake is pretty much mostly considered to be as a Robin the best Robin.
Yeah.
But it just feels like he's the one they just use the least and know how to use the least. And then now you have Damian and it's like, all right. Okay. He wants to be a surgeon now, apparently. I don't know if you've heard that, but apparently he wants to stop being Robin and just stop being a superhero and just go be a surgeon.
That's fine. Good for him.
Which is cool.
Honestly.
If that's awesome. Done right, storyline wise, that could be really cool.
We'll get a fifth Robin, and then something cool will happen to him too.
No, I just saw it in your kit. Sorry about that.
How dare you? No, it's fine.
How dare you? Yeah, and then that Aqualad was created originally for the show, and then was the team leader. It's like the only property I've ever seen where Robin's on a team and not the leader.
Which is cool, honestly. It's subversive.
Because it's subversive, and then they were like, it makes sense because this guy Robin is like 13, and Aqualad here is like 16 at the time.
Not only is it subversive for Aqualad to be the leader, it's also submersive because he's Aqualad.
That's a great point.
You know what I'm saying?
And in terms of representation, because I've been watching these like recaps of characters done by this guy, Vinny. I think it's Vinny. He does these great. He's been doing these great recaps each season of Young Justice through character lens, and he's a black individual. And he talked about how great it was to see a well collected, calm, patient black male lead in a show.
Absolutely.
So, just a great character. Yeah. Bisexual. I love our bisexual Aqualad.
That's what the fuck I'm saying. Yeah, get you a man that can do both.
Literally.
Yeah, get your man that does both. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's quick put together. Like I don't even really know truly what my actual if I genuinely thought about it for a long time, what my favorite trio would be. But just off the top of my head, those are three that come to mind very quickly and deserve their praise and flowers.
I have two already for the next time we do this segment. I have them down for sure.
We should just top three is now just top trios. Top trio of the week. We'll just do different categories.
We could do this like pretty frequently, like once a month, if not
once a month.
Week
find a trio theme. Yeah. Like you said, we could do Pokemon in its own. Because there's there's starter trios, there's box art trios.
I had another Cartoon Network trio I was thinking of. I won't say it. Oh, I just thought of another one.
Well, when I think of trios, there is like a trio that I think of.
There's three trios right now that I had in my head very quickly.
I mean, I just thought of another one from Cartoon Network since we brought it up that I could definitely do. But anyways, I think it's time for what we've been on.
We'll save that for later. What we've been on, yes sir.
Let's see.
Yes sir.
I'll start us off for what we've been on.
Yeah.
I saw the live action. Did I do that last time? No, because I just saw it. I saw the live action.
No, you just saw it like 2 days ago.
Yeah, this live action had a trick. Because we talked about live action remakes last week.
Yeah, because you were planning on seeing it. You were already about the ticket at that point.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, anyway, so I finally saw the live action How to Train Your Dragon movie.
Yeah.
I mean, really good, really solid. It's I guess this one's just pretty much a 1-for-1 of the animated movie.
Yeah.
It was great. I mean, visually, the dragons look great.
Like it when they do.
Yeah, they look great. Red Death in this looks terrifying. The big dragon at the end. Toothless looks a little. I guess he probably looks a little less cute because he's in live action form instead of animated, but still a great showcase of Toothless. All the dragons look amazing. And then all the actors. It feels like everybody came to play. Because I was thinking about this because people call live action remake soulless, and from the company perspective, it is because it's just a cash grab. This is no different. This is just a cash grab. It's not some new original heartfelt story. This is a well done story we've seen before. Yeah. But I do struggle to call them all soulless at times because like when you see some of the performances, you're like, I don't think this is soulless from this actor. Like this actor is here putting what they have into this character. Or in the case of like Stoic in this one with Gerard Butler, it's a character he cares about, like he really likes. He's done it before. He's able to do it again, and he's glad to be able to do the character again. So there's soul from him, soul from all the actors. So it makes me feel a little bit better about live action remakes going forward. But like I said, Mason Thames as Hiccup is great. I saw one review talking about how like he's trying to do Hiccup from the cartoon like at the beginning of the movie, and then at some point during the movie he kind of just starts to make Hiccup his own take on Hiccup, which I think is true. It's obviously it's not too divergent from like what it is. It's just how he speaks, essentially being the big difference. How he carries himself a little bit, but pretty much still essentially the same Hiccup, but just a little bit more his own.
Okay.
I think he does a great job. The girl who does Astrid, she's great. I just said Stoic was great. The twin characters was something people were complaining about. They said they didn't look like twins enough. The twins in the cartoon literally just look the same, but like male and female versions of it. It's going to be hard to cast that. So they decided to just go with actors who they thought could play the role as a whole better. So we got what we got, and I think the twins do a great job. The one that stood out to me more was the male twin. I forget their names, but he was pretty funny. Snotlout was great. I mean, everybody was great. Everybody was great. Yeah, had a lot of fun watching. I got this cup. Hold on, I got a souvenir cup.
Oh yes, sir. You sent us a picture. I remember. Hi, Kitty. Oh, man. I ain't told you to come up here.
Because I ordered this when we started the movie. Because this one, like they wait for you like at the seat. Because I ordered this and like halfway through the movie, I still hadn't got it, so I had to like write down on a piece of paper. I still haven't got my souvenir cup. And mid movie they brought it to me. It lights up as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's just like Toothless.
Yeah, if I go to a movie, I'm gonna be if there's souvenir options, I'm like, fuck it, I gotta get it. It's gonna go next to I have Captain America Brave New World, like a popcorn bucket and cup. Which I didn't hate that movie. It's the definition of like an okay movie.
Whatever, yeah.
Yeah, but then I have stuff from when I went to see Sonic 3, popcorn bucket, which is Sonic's head, and then a cup, and that movie was great.
Yeah,
so gonna go next to those once all that stuff comes in. But I am gonna be seeing Superman. I already bought my tickets for it, and I bought like an expensive ticket for like the premiere. It's like a special event with like a 3-course meal provided with it. Like it was maybe too much money to be spending on a movie ticket, but fuck it, dude, it's Superman. I'm like,
Superman. That was so fun with it.
If this hits and the universe it could potentially be kicking off, fuck it. If it hits, this will be worth it to start it off like that.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Hopefully they, with the price, I'm assuming some souvenir stuff will be provided as well.
Hopefully,
I need to be walking out with a bucket. I need to be walking out with a signature popcorn bucket, but we'll see. And then I'm probably going to do a double feature for Superman and Fantastic Four once those are playing at the same time. Give me some Super Fantastic.
It's going to be a Super Fantastic summer.
Dude, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Hey, movie, the summer movies are off to a good start in my book with How to Train, from what I've seen. I haven't seen Lilo and Stitch, so that's not a negative experience I've had. So it's off to a good start with me with How to Train Your Dragon. Still a live action remake, but if you're gonna do live action remakes, that's how you should do it.
Yeah.
Again, I still think they could probably be done better even than what this one was. This is the safe play, which if you're gonna do it, and it's a really good movie, it's probably okay to do the safe play of just doing one for one. But I do mean making some changes to add to it if possible.
Yeah.
But you just can't take away from the core of the movie. Like the core of the one movie being family, and then having the movie end by the family being split up. That's not a good idea. That's a bad idea, actually. That's a terrible idea. I'm going to go out and say that's a bad idea.
I think so.
I'm trying to think what else I've been on. I really never cared about fighting games. But Soul Calibur 2 on the GameCube emulator thing for the Switch 2 is a shit ton of fun. That's how fighting games. That's the style of fighting game I guess I like. Just it's just the way the movement is, because fighting games it's just the one direction. But I also wouldn't want like a full like arena open, because that might be too much. The way they do it with like it's you're essentially lined up, but you can roll to dodge, and like it adds another layer of movement, but not fully disconnect the line of attack. It's found the perfect balance of open movement with restrictions within the fight. I don't know how to describe it perfectly, but the way the movement is, the way you move around the arena in relation to who you're fighting, I think
I've seen it.
Balance. But yeah, Soul Calibur 2 has been a lot of fun. There is like a campaign/story mode that I found on there that I'll be playing through. But yeah, I'm enjoying that game a lot. I don't think of anything else. Once I get a DVD player in here, which will, I guess, essentially be the PS5 when it gets in here, I'll finally start watching Constantine. But I was gonna sit down and just watch it one night, but it's not on streaming. Like, you can't stream it anywhere. You have to like either rent it or buy it. So I was like, well, I already bought the DVD. I'll just wait for the DVD player. But I think that's it for what I've been on. What you been on, brother?
She's giving him a bath. Do you see them?
I can see.
Oh, he just yawned.
Yes, there we go.
That's Bowie.
Yeah, I was able to see Onyx, but
Bowie. She's giving him a bath. Speaking of Superman, this will make sense in a second.
Okay.
So I was playing video games with my friends last night for the first time in a long while. I've not been on in a while. They haven't been on in a while either. They've been hanging out in person. We played a little bit of Rainbow Six last night. Then we played this game, party game. It's an improv game. It's called Guilty as Sock. And you are in a courtroom as sock puppets, and you are performing an improv trial, and you can be the judge, the defendant, the prosecutor, the jury, bailiff, journalist, or a witness. So, no executioner. But
I don't want to be the witness.
My first game, I was the defense attorney, and so the prosecutor creates the story behind this trial. They have to write who the defendant is, what their charges are, and if there's a witness or whatever. And my first game, my defendant was James Gunn.
Okay.
And the allegation was that James Gunn liked feet. And I had to defend against... I ended up getting a not guilty verdict, because I'm him. So I got the not guilty verdict. But yeah, I had to defend James Gunn against allegations of liking feet. And then I was the judge. I don't remember what the case was about when I was a judge. Something about... I don't even remember. But then after that, I was the prosecutor. And so I had to come up with my own trial. I did not know who the defense attorney was when I wrote this. I had no idea. I figured I should do one of my friends from the friend group. That'd be so fun to have them be the defendant. So I chose my friend Dylan. And I put a picture of Dylan up on there as the defendant. And then the courtroom started. And I see Dylan sitting across from me as the defense attorney. So now Dylan is representing himself against allegations of selling weapons to both sides of an armed conflict. and I'm grilling him. Like you get like you can present 5 pieces of evidence, and you get like 10 like evidence cards at random to place. And when you place them, you get to talk about like this is what the evidence is. This was found. This is what it is. Like I ended up picking 2 that went really well together. It was a bag and a post-it note, and I'm like, well, we found this bag, and then we found this post-it note inside the bag, and the post-it note said that he had intent to sell these weapons to this country and also this country, and I ended up getting the oh, wait a minute. So at the end of the trial, when I was giving my closing statement, you know the Boondock scene where Uncle Ruckus is on the jury and he goes, "Guilty!" He goes, "Hang him now! I got the rope right here." I played a full clip into my mic when I was giving my closing statement as the prosecution. I said, "Hang him now! I got the rope right here." And I did get the guilty verdict, so we did hang him. Well, and Dylan was fumbling so bad he wasn't expecting to be representing himself, so he was kind of he was fumbling really hard. So it was pretty easy guilty verdict. But then what do you call it? My friend
all he had
Blake.
to do was replace all his notes that said "my client" with "me."
My friend Blake was the judge at one point, but he was also the defendant. Whoever was the prosecutor wrote in Blake as the defendant. And during this trial, the evidence was clearly in favor against Blake, but he gave himself a not guilty verdict, which seems like a conflict of interest to me. But so in the next trial, I was the journalist, and you get to write 3 breaking news stories as the journalist throughout the trial. And so my first one, I wrote Blake getting hung. There's a picture of Blake getting hung, and the headline was Blake hanged despite not guilty verdict. that got a lot of laughs. And then it was a murder trial, and it was there was no knife found at the scene. So I wrote another news story that said knife found at the crime scene or whatever. And then the judge was like, well, I will take into account that there was no blood on that knife. And so I wrote my third story was bloody knife with William's fingerprints found at the scene. So yeah, I had a good time with it. We didn't play for a long while, but we played 5 for 6 or so trials. We had a good time.
That sounds like a lot of fucking fun.
Yeah, I'm a theater kid, so the improv shit came easy to me. Like, in my first defense, I had to stumble. You know what? I was stumbling through it at first because the prosecutor was coming pretty hard, but then I'm looking at the evidence and I'm like, I can do this. And so I start piecing together a story to get James Gunn out of the jam of Like It Feet. I had a lot of fun. It was a good time. And so some music came out, as it tends to. Mostly some singles.
What was the name of that sock pocket game, by the way?
Guilty as Sock. Oh. It's Guilty as Sin, but as sock. And it's only $5.50. It's pretty cheap. So, but Guilty as Sock.
Just note that that could be a good video just with people to do.
No, certainly. Yeah, if we could get it'd be fun.
Who else do you think we could get to do it?
Great question. Who else has a pewter? I think it's only pewter. I don't know if it's, but it might be on console. It's a game that's playable enough that it could be. But
Gabe, you think Gabe would do it?
I think he would be down. Yeah, to try. I think he'd have fun with it.
Yeah, looks like it's just computer.
Yeah, but what was I? Oh yeah, music. I don't think there were any albums that came out this last week that I was really into. Oh, I guess I did listen to some of the other ones that came out the previous week. Finally, I listened to the new. I did end up listening to the Addison Rae album. It was fine. It was nothing crazy. Yeah.
Addison Rae.
What else? Oh, new Little Sims album was really good. It was fantastic. I love the new Little Sims album. God, there was a couple other ones, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember what they were right now. Some new singles came out though. There's a new single from Blade and Echo 2K. Fantastic song. It's called "Expression on Your Face." It's great, danceable, very fun. Having a great time with it. Playing it a lot lately. And then, of course, I once again thought somebody was teasing an album, and I fell for it. He was just teasing a single, but Quedeca has released the 3rd single for his upcoming album.
Quadeca.
And then he did say the album was coming in July. At the end of that, he didn't say what fucking day. It's annoying, the most annoying fucking rollout of all time. But he did say July at the end of the music video for that song. So, new album's coming out in July. The song is fantastic. It's called Foregone. The more time, it's 8-minute long song. The more time I've spent with it, the more I really like it. However, comma, what really bothers me, new Kevin Abstract song. It's a great song. I like it a lot. The new Kevin Abstract album comes out at the last Friday of June. The album is produced by Quadeca. And Quadeca's label is also like co-labeling this album. Quadeca is releasing Kevin Abstract's album before he releases his own fucking album. Whatever. The album's gonna be good. I'm gonna have fun with it. But yeah, whatever. It's annoying, but it's fine. I think that's about it for me, though, as far as what I've been on goes. I think that's. Oh, I watched Cyberpunk Edge Runners again. I rewatched it with my friend yesterday.
Yeah. Banger.
And then I got some canes. While we were watching. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I just realized I need to buy the gym badges for Gen 3.
Yep.
Like I had for the first two. Well, actually just for the second one, but I bought honor, ones to commemorate the first one. And then I want to try to get plushies of the 3 starters, so I have one ready for whatever my starter is. But when I fucking went to Amazon, I looked up like Pokemon Gen 3 starter plushies. The only ones that come up are the fucking Gen 1s. You can't see, but it's only just Gen 1 starters.
Kind of see, but get it.
Gen 1, there's Gen 8. Lame.
Yeah.
Lame.
Probably the worst trio.
Well, here's an assorted box of plushies, and it has Torchic and Trico, but no Mudkip.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Here's an assorted box with all the evolutions, Eevee and all the evolutions. Oh, well, actually, I take that back. It's missing the Gen 2 ones. What's going on? What's going on?
Hi, kitty.
But anyways, yeah, that's I think that's it.
Oh, one more thing. I totally forgot to mention this. This is actually huge news.
Huge.
Forgive me. I'm talking about baseball.
News.
Talking about baseball.
Oh.
Shohei Ohtani is pitching tonight for the first time in like 2 years.
Oh shit! That actually is big news.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's genuinely like huge news. He's pitching tonight. I might take a nap after this actually because I got like 3 hours of sleep last night, and the Dodgers don't play till 10, and I'm not staying up till 1 o'clock with no other sleep again. Like no thing. Yeah, so I might take a nap now, get up at 10 o'clock, watch the game. But I'm good if you are.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to do it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment anything down below. Always appreciate it. Go ahead and like the video. And then subscribe to catch more of this. And then more of my videos like Wind Waker streams coming up. Gen 3 Nuzlocke streams coming soon. The Nuzlocke video coming soon.
Nuzlocke recap.
Yeah, a lot of great content coming soon. Yeah, that's going to do it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, keep gaming and fuck Nico Harrison.